So I had a lot of stuck emotions in my body. I didn't even realize it, but for many years, my body was in almost constant physical discomfort. Now, I'm not saying that I'm now perfect, always 100% calm with no uncomfortable emotions ever, but the difference compared to before is quite frankly night and day. My stuck emotions fueled an almost constant background feeling, swinging between anxiety and anger, along with an inability to even think straight. Now I feel generally calm, centered, grounded, so much more comfortable in my body, and much more able to think clearly and rationally. And so, this is why I'm so passionate about helping you release stuck emotions in your body, because when you do, everything in your life changes. So, in this video, I'm going to share with you an extremely powerful process that will allow you to do just that. But first, the invitation is to please listen to a bit of my personal story, because hopefully it'll be entertaining, if nothing else, but it should give you the essential context to apply the process properly and help you understand emotions and how you can become free of them controlling you. If there was a single key to manifesting your desires, it wouldn't be positive thinking, clarity on your goals, staying in a high vibration, taking massive action, or even glimpsing your true nature. Although many of these things can undoubtedly be helpful, sometimes an essential part of the process, it's actually releasing your emotions, your resistance, the traumas, the attachments, the aversions. That's what really gets the external reality shifting. Of course, it's not as popular in the law of attraction community as just trying to feel good all the time, because it's not as sexy, but it actually works. And I found out this for myself because I now have more than enough evidence. I had so many times where I would be trying to manifest the next level of business success, and no matter how hard I tried being aware, staying in a high vibe, visualizing and taking massive action, I couldn't seem to produce any sustainable results. My efforts would fall flat and my creations seemed to fall on deaf ears. It's like you're running towards your goals on a treadmill, but no matter how fast you run, they're still, of course, the same distance away. Eventually, I gave up trying to force it, realizing there must be something deeper at play here. I realized there was this perpetual discomfort in my body and that something needed to be released. So instead of trying to muscle my way through the work, I stopped and focused on meditating and releasing stuck emotions from my body. I engaged in various processes, working with other people and doing my own inner work to release these stuck energies. And every time I did, I felt lighter, calmer, and more grounded and clearer in my thinking. And in the days and weeks following, everything that I was trying so hard to create and manifest before would seemingly slot into place. I would either suddenly get flashes of inspiration that created results much more effortlessly, or not have to do any work and the result would just come to me. Whenever I felt resistance to working, or had to keep stopping because I felt too much resistance and overwhelm, I started to realize that it wasn't because I hadn't had enough caffeine or supplements, or because I hadn't visualized clearly enough, or whatever else. It was because stuck emotions had built up or surfaced in my body, and what I really had to do was stop, feel, process, and release. Then I'd find myself absolutely flying again, seemingly teleported into complete life transformations. The same thing applies to our relationships, right? It doesn't matter how awake or self-realized we are, when we have stuck emotions, they keep getting triggered in our personal relationships over and over again, creating all kinds of conflict and dysfunction and damaging our relationships. When they're released, they're no longer triggered, and we're able to stay calm and grounded and approach things more rationally and compassionately. I remember after my 10-year relationship ended, I got back into the dating scene, excited about all these new women that I was going to meet and have fun with. But again and again, I found myself in the same cycle. After the first or second date, a woman would perhaps delay our next date or not respond to my text for a while, and I would feel so much annoyance about it. Inevitably, I'd get too angry and do something to sabotage it and put her off. I remember being in a car park and crashing my van into a lamppost because I wasn't looking, too busy rage texting a woman about how inconvenient it was for her to reschedule our second date. Somehow, I actually thought she might see my point and come round for dinner. Obviously, I realized I had some inner work to do and began working on releasing all my anger around dating and relationships. It took many years to heal the bulk of it, and of course, I'm not perfect. I'm still working on what's remaining. Emotions can still be triggered in my personal relationships, but they're a lot less intense, and I'm able to stay much calmer, and the resulting relationships have been much more loving, authentic, and harmonious. So, how do we release stuck emotions from the body so we can reap the benefits of doing so? There's the saying, you've got to feel it to heal it, right? Emotions are released from the body when they are fully felt. As they are felt, they are processed, resolved, and released. The reason why we have so much of this stuck emotion in the first place is that many of our emotions haven't been fully felt through, or haven't been felt at all. Therefore, they haven't been able to fully process and resolve. They may have been repressed and suppressed for many reasons, many of which are unconscious, but a large part of it usually has to do with not feeling safe in the past to feel or express a feeling. For example, if a parent always shut you down and ignored you whenever you felt angry or tried to express your distress, you may have developed an unconscious habit of repressing the anger to stay safe and not lose the love. It was the best strategy you had at the time, but it led to these emotions being repressed and stuck in the body and the nervous system. We may also be afraid that feeling our emotions fully would be too overwhelming and that we wouldn't be able to cope. And this is often due to a lack of inner and outer resources in the past, or associations with past times when feeling a lot of emotion seemed to coincide with spiraling downwards or not being able to function in life. So the first thing we need to do is create a sense of inner and outer safety. A useful metaphor is that emotions need to feel safe to come to the light of consciousness and be felt. We do this in many different ways. An effective therapist, healer, or coach at the beginning of any client relationship will be trying to establish that sense of safety and resource through listening and understanding. And this builds the foundation for deep healing work by creating a non-judgmental space of listening, love, and care. And this is how we need to approach our stuck emotions, with love. Often, it's like giving ourselves the love we needed as a child, as our caregivers did their best, but often weren't able to be fully there in their full capacity required for deep trust and safety. And so, what is this love? It's what you know you love to receive, and what you instinctually know is comforting and healing. It's loving attention, compassion, patience, consistency, always being there for someone, soothing them, and allowing expression in a non-judgmental space. This is how you must approach your body and emotions. Even if you weren't taught to do so, now is the time to give your body and nervous system the loving attention it needs. The first step is to simply be in the spirit of openness and non-judgment to your feelings. The ultimate safety and inner resource for processing and releasing stuck emotions is actually our true self, consciousness, awareness. In awakening to our true self, our true nature is discovered to be undisturbed and unharmed by even the most intense thoughts and feelings. It shows us a refuge beyond the mind and beyond any painful stories that may come up while processing. Noticing the existential safety of awareness Realizing that nothing can harm the true you as consciousness allows this revelation to trickle into the body and mind over time, creating the perfect foundation for healing, as it allows us a maximum window of tolerance to bring old emotions to the surface and know that we are never overwhelmed and that there is always infinite space around our thoughts and feelings. Creating a safe space, practically, for releasing stuck emotions in your own time involves finding a quiet environment. Find a comfortable, private space where you feel free to relax and be as you are and fully express if you choose to do so. Ensure no interruptions, as this time is dedicated to you. Sit or lie down in a relaxed posture, feeling your body on the earth or the comfortable bed below you. Allow yourself to begin to deeply relax, taking a few long, slow breaths into the belly and releasing the breath with an extended exhale and feeling supported by the environment around you. Close your eyes and notice yourself. Notice consciousness as this aware space in which everything is arising, including any visual phenomena, sounds, thoughts, and physical sensations of the body. Next, scan your body with the feeling sense. Notice areas that feel tight, heavy, or uncomfortable as emotions manifest physically. Allow some of your attention to rest with these physical sensations and allow yourself to experience the raw, physically felt sensations without labeling them. You can then experiment to see if it helps to identify the emotion. Ask yourself, what emotion am I feeling? And trust whatever comes up. Fear, sadness, anger, shame. Naming the emotion can often help it come to conscious awareness more fully and be experienced. It's not essential to label the emotion, but sometimes just asking yourself what's actually being felt can begin its processing as it's recognized, perhaps for the first time. Keep scanning the body, focusing on where sensation feels the most intense. It might feel like a lump in the throat, tightness in the chest, or heaviness in the belly. Emotions are stored as physical sensations. When you find the spot, stay with it for a period of time. Allow yourself to feel the sensation. Allow it to be there. Notice yourself as the allowing space that allows it to be there without judgment. Simply keep experiencing the raw, physically felt sensation. It may not feel comfortable, and there might be some resistance to feeling it because it's uncomfortable. But notice that without labeling the sensation as comfortable or uncomfortable, it's just a physical sensation, and you are safe to feel it. You can allow the sensation to intensify, expand, contract, move through the body, or do whatever it's going to do. If it feels good to do so, and it's possible, gently place your hand near the sensation. Stay with the feeling, breathing into it, with the intention to bring your full attention to the sensation without trying to change it. Inhale deeply through your nose and exhale slowly through the mouth. Imagine breathing directly into the spot where you feel the sensation, allowing the area to expand with each inhale. With each exhale, release the tension. You can also make a sound, like a sigh or a deep hum, like whoom. As sound vibrations are powerful tools for releasing stuck energy. Allow emotional expression during this process. Allow whatever is there to surface, whether it happens quickly or takes a while of sitting with the sensation. It could be crying, trembling, feeling heat, or even numbness. Don't resist or judge responses. Emotions want to be felt in order to be released. Move your body naturally. Shake, stretch, or dance if you feel like it. Let your body lead you. Allow vocal expressions, groans, cries, or even laughter. Movement and sound are often critical in allowing emotions to flow. You can also engage in somatic release techniques. Lie on your back with your knees up and your feet on the floor, allowing your legs to gently shake. And this can help release deep-seated tension and stored energy in the body. Alternatively, stand with slightly bent knees and begin shaking your whole body gently. Imagine releasing stress and stored emotions with each shake, and this practice helps to discharge nervous system tension. It's optional, but you can dialogue with the emotion if it helps to process it. As you feel the bodily somatic sensations, you can mentally ask the emotion, how do you really feel? What message do you have for me? What do you need to let go of? This helps to uncover unconscious thoughts or memories tied to the feeling. You may gain clarity about old events or beliefs holding on to the emotion. If insights arise, just observe them without getting lost in the story. The primary sense you want to be immersed in with this process is the feeling sense, the sense of physical sensations, also known as the interoceptive or somatic sense. However, it can sometimes also help to imagine the sensation or emotion as a color or a shape. You can visualize it slowly dissolving, flowing out of your body, or transforming into light. Picture it being released on each out-breath. Picture the sensations move and dissolve as you breathe and exhale. This whole process might only take a few minutes, allowing you to take a moment to release an emotion and come back to calm and reapproach whatever you're doing. Or if you feel so inclined, you might do long sessions of emotional releasing, sitting with the physical sensations for extended periods, allowing multiple layers to rise to the surface and peel back for deep release and transformation. So express gratitude for having the courage to do this work. Acknowledge that part of you was holding on for apparent protection, and that your body and mind were doing their best to keep you safe in the best way they knew how. Rest for a few minutes afterwards. Notice how your body feels. Take time to relax, allowing the body to integrate this release. And you can repeat this process multiple times or in successive sessions over a period of time to keep peeling back the layers. Because remember, emotional releasing isn't a one-time event. It's not popular to say in the non-duality scene, but many of us may need some time to heal and process a significant part of our contracted energy and pain body. And this guide is designed to help you reconnect with the body, creating space for emotions to naturally release. It's about listening to the body and allowing it to guide the process, because the body has an intuitive ability to heal if we just give it the time and space and loving attention. Approach your body and mind and whole being with compassion during this process, as healing happens at its own pace, but the fruits are worth it. The relief you experience afterwards, the peace and calm in the body and mind that was never there before, are much more than worth the period of discomfort you might experience whilst processing. Because as you feel and heal and process and resolve and release your emotions, your whole life transforms for the better. For one-on-one coaching inquiries, go to speaktoalex.com. That's speaktoalex.com. See you in the next video. Peace.